attraction all get officially announced to a lot of fanfare and buzz at the time, only to then fall into obscurity over the next couple of years. And despite it not being totally impossible to see these...
Yeah, they had so in the England Pavilion in Epcot, they were supposed to start developing a ride, Mary Poppins ride. And years ago they announced it. And then nothing ever happened. They canceled it. Then they said, oh, we're going to actually start making it. And then haven't heard anything in a couple years, so we'll see. And this is the jetpack second, the big ride. The A-list ride in the Marvel campus. That, dude, what? See, it's got to be the pandemic why it slowed everything down. But they literally opened up. So I know you haven't been through the land yet, but the land is so weak, dude. I didn't even do the Spider-Man ride because it's literally like Toy Story 2.0, the Toy Story main.
Yeah, where you just have to use the thing to like shoot webs at.
You just use your hands. It's just a sensor that knows where you're shooting. I just don't. I'm sure it's gonna be fun and it's kind of cool. It's a cool concept, but I just don't care for those. That's a Universal ride, dude.
Yeah.
That's all that
Wasn't
is.
there? Because we looked at those blueprints for like a Spider-Man ride where I thought it was something where you're kind of.
I remember that.
I thought that's what that was going to be.
As did everybody, and then they just went basic bitch on us. So I don't know.
But also, it's because the ride system is in desperate need of an extensive refurbishment some point in the coming year.
Bro, this ride is so underwhelming.
Well, it's better than Dinosaur.
In Animal Kingdom?
Yeah.
I thought you were almost mentioning... when you said that, I thought of the Knott's Berry Farm dinosaur ride from, like...
Yeah, I remember that. That was like the ultimate makeout ride. The one where they're like, we'll go back in Karen.
Dude, for those of you who don't know what that is, you have to Google Knott's Berry Farm Dinosaur Dark Ride. It's the epitome of like what an old school, kind of crappy animatronics dark ride where you kind of go back in time. It's like literally the same concept of
dinosaur.
And it's the same concept of the dinosaur ride at Animal Kingdom. Literally, you go back in time, you got to save the day, whatever. That was a very underwhelming ride, though. Dinosaur is bad, but at least this ride, you know what you're gonna get. Dinosaur, they kind of you're like, oh, should be a fun adventure with, yeah, it was bad. That was definitely the biggest disappointment I had on our entire trip.
Last decade, we have seen Disney.
So this, I just wanted to pause for a second because it coincides with the D23 conventions. Is they announced that the Fantasyland at Disney World was actually an update from what we saw when we went. It used to not look like that. It looked.
I was disappointed with Fantasy.
No, it looked better now. It used to be. When I went in 2016, so it was already updated. But I saw a lot of video before, but it was not good.
Tacky.
It's tacky now, but it used to be worse. But they're making strives into update each park, kind of balancing out where their updates are going to be. You know what I mean? Hollywood Studios got a lot of love within a couple years. Star Wars Land, Toy Story Land, and then Pandora Land, Animal Kingdom. Epcot is getting a revamp. That's why a lot of stuff was like there's big portions of Epcot when we were there that were completely blocked off and walled off. So excited to see, but they've been talking about Epcot for a long time. But dude, it's an adult park. Like you and I can spend days there just roaming around having a good time. Like that park was awesome. But yeah, I am excited to see
do Epcot and go around, drink around the world.
Yeah.
Just hit Ratatouille.
Yeah. No, I had that one day you and I just moseyed around, dude. That was, I think, my favorite day in the whole trip. That was so fun. But so it's supposed to happen by the end of the year. They're supposed to be kind of opening up a lot of areas. But I'm excited to see what the new changes for Epcot's going to be. I mean, that new Guardians ride opened a week after we left. How bad? What kind of? My timing was terrible. I should have planned our trip like a week or two.
Well,
ago.
it would have been a lot busier. And it was like quiet when we started. It was getting busier by.
That was my plan. I did want it quiet. I did want it a little bit easier on us. So maybe it's a give and take. Maybe it was worth it that we didn't go on that ride, but it was a little bit. We probably got more stuff done.
Chart-topping soundtrack Lin-Manuel Miranda has.
Have you seen that?
I haven't.
I haven't
Have you?
either.
I heard it's good.
I heard it's really good.
Yeah, there's so much stuff to watch. I just haven't. Like, do I want to sit in 2 hours, watch this or that, or?
And Lin-Manuel
I'm still behind. I haven't watched that. I haven't watched Luca. I haven't watched.
Luca's pretty good. I like Luca.
There's another movie I think got released. I didn't watch. Oh, Red.
Don't watch it, dude. You can skip that one. That was weak. That was one of the weakest films I haven't even seen the new Buzz Lightyear, and I'm sure that one's even worse. But
that one I don't. Yeah, that one I'm not that interested.
I'm not interested in it.
I mean, is it better than Dinosaur? Not Dinosaur. Yeah, the Good Dinosaur.
Don't hate on the Good Dinosaur. How dare you?
I'd rather go on the ride.
How dare you? First of all, that movie is better than the ride. That ride is atrocious, and if the ride was based on the Good Dinosaur, I bet it would be better if they revamped it. But they based it on the movie Dinosaur from 1998 or 99 or whenever that movie came out. But Lin-Manuel, dude, I mean, he's a legend already. I love that guy, and I don't know what's stopped me from watching this. I do want to see. I do want to see
said
Encanto.
in an interview with The Wrap from February, right, that he wants to see a ride made before making a movie sequel or TV show. And he even went as far as to say that the Imagineers are on it.
Dude, which is so smart. How many times do they make a ride based on a movie or a attraction or some type of a restaurant or whatever based on a movie after it came out? I think that's such a mistake because by the time they open up and release whatever attraction or whatever land or whatever, after the movie's out, you only have so much time to hold on to that attention. You only have the attention of your audience and your guests for so long based on that movie before it starts to people move on. I think that was so smart of him to say that to Chapek, to be like, yo, dude, I'll make a second movie. This movie is a huge hit. It really is, dude. It got more stream. It got like 8 billion streams or something. Like Encanto went crazy. Like it's very. Again, I'm surprised I haven't seen it yet, but that was so smart of him to be like, no, I don't want to get all this attention and then have something released later after the attention starts to die down. So he knows what he's doing.
Maybe Disney could reallocate that.
Dude, that was such a cool pavilion, but it is that okay.
There's not much to it. There's that restaurant and then like this.
It's really beautiful, dude. It's a really well-made pavilion for Morocco, but nobody's familiar with Morocco. Nobody has any connection to that country for the most part. It is it's one of the most beautiful and one of my favorite pavilions by far. And the food, dude, we ate at that little food place. That was great. I thought the food was great. I enjoy, like, everything was about it, but it's lacking entertainment. It's lacking, like, the magnetic field that draws people to it. There's nothing.
You basically have to go in the back and just walk around the architecture, but that's the only thing. It's impressive, but it's like
cool. I mean, we're older. Like we like that stuff. We're cool with walking around and looking at architecture, but you only have so many pavilions in a Disney park.
Well, you got to draw people in, like try to spread out crowd, and nobody's going to look at architecture.
I hope it doesn't go again. I told you that I heard rumors that they were thinking about adding like an Aladdin attraction, which would be amazing and something that probably should have happened years and years and years ago. But again, I'm fine with change. I'm okay with it. I'm happy that you got to experience Morocco Pavilion if it does go, like before it goes, you know.
Imagination was to be potentially rethemed to Inside Out. However, now that seems less likely.
Dude, I didn't even bother to take us on this dark ride. It's
What was this called?
Journey into Imagination. So this guy right here, do you know who he is?
Figment.
So yeah, so Figment. Do you know what he is?
He's kind of like the mascot of Epcot.
That's exactly what he is. So they made a dark ride that's changed sometimes. So Ian, remember Ian?
Mm-hmm.
Ian told me years back, like 4 years ago, like, oh, dude, you got to check out like this documentary, and it was like a 45-minute documentary. I was like, sure, I'll watch, and I started watching. I'm like, bro, and it's gone through so many changes, and some of them are cool, some of them are bad, and they kept the one like. Anyways, it's not good, bro. It's just not good. Like, it's so outdated. Even the date it came out, it was already outdated. The day it was released, it was immediately outdated. But he's such an icon for. I don't even want to say just for Epcot, but at this point, just for Disney parks, he's kind of an icon. So it's bad though, man. You didn't miss out.
Primeval World spinning roller coaster and discuss what this could mean for not.
Yeah, so this part when we went into the Dino Land, this whole thing was blocked off. And right here there used to be an equivalent to like Goofy Sky School. Just a little roller coaster type of ordeal. Dude, this land was terrible. I couldn't believe. I know there's like diehard fans of this land, but it was like it was so cheesy. It was beyond cheesy. They have this little, I don't even know. It's like a Dumbo version, right, of dinosaurs. Just whatever.
Other rumored contenders such as the Jungle Book, which could then expand a.
Bro, if Jungle Book, I haven't seen this far in the video. I fucking love the Jungle Book, dude. It's my favorite. It's not the original one is my favorite Disney film. The new one was my favorite live action film. That would be so cool, dude, if they did a fucking Jungle Book themed attraction somehow. Oh my god, that'd be so cool. And in, like, of course, dude, Animal Kingdom, why wouldn't you? I also think, how many Disney movies are like animals? Over half of them, majority of them. Like, there's so many movies that would fit into Animal Kingdom. I get that. But, like, Jungle Book is like plus it's an OG animated, Disney film. So that would be cool, man. What type of ride would you want for Up? What would the ride look like?
Oh, you'd like something with the flying house. Like, you kind of be in the house, kind of go in different areas, or you're somewhere in the blimp.
Some type of, but you're flying.
Yeah.
That's your point. Okay.
Well, but without knowing the designated theme that Imagineering have in mind, hopefully this now vacant.
How do you feel about putting a 20th century property in Disney?
Well, they own the Simpsons now. How would you feel if they put like a Simpsons ride in one of the parks?
I don't think it would fit. I mean, technically, like, they have Pandora, so that's a 20th century. So I guess that makes sense. But like, it just seems weird to have like a competitive animation property all of a sudden move to Disney. It just doesn't feel. It's not a Disney movie. It feels weird.
Right.
But I mean, they put in Star Wars and Marvel, so I guess.
I think the reason why you're feeling that is because it's an animated series that has been a contender against Disney for such a long time, and Ice Age has made billions and billions of dollars. So I think that's why you don't look at Pandora that way, or Avatar. That's why you don't look at Marvel that way. But again, Marvel is all Disney. That is Disney.
Yeah.
The Marvel IP wasn't always Disney, but the Marvel films and everything, MCU, is Disney. So, but I get what you're saying.
Roller coaster's time is finally up.
Yeah, but it's only 3 out of 5, so
Well, yeah, I mean it is, but I mean the ride is fun. The theming
is atrocious.
Outdated.
It's bad, dude. It is neon cardboard signs of the 405.
Vegas.
What's that?
It's like it belongs in Vegas.
Yes.
Because there's like I forget, there's a roller coaster that's like rock and roll themed in Vegas. That's actually too bad.
The Stratosphere, but that's the
Oh,
one that you just kind of hang off the top.
Yeah, Stratosphere one is, but there's one where I know you like kind of at one point you go like underground, like the track kind of comes outside and then goes back down, and like you
Oh,
kind of.
right. Is that at the pyramid, the Egypt one? No.
No, I don't.
Okay, I don't know. But you're right. It definitely has a Vegas cheesy vibe to it. Yeah.
Although I think that
He's the Imagineer behind all of Avatar.
Hmm.
And he actually did he was the lead designer of Animal Kingdom itself. And then he also single-handedly designed the entire ride for Expedition Everest. He also did he did the entire revamp of Tower of Terror to the Guardians of the Galaxy and California Adventure. Very talented Imagineer. He retired with Disney. He quit when Bob Chapek took over. Like, he was like, oh, that's what you're doing with the parks? I'm out. And he works for a competing company. I don't remember who. Maybe Universal? But yeah, he's outro. He's like, dude, I'm Disney, man. We had a good run. I did a lot of cool stuff, but if that's who you're gonna put in charge, I want nothing to do with that. I really hope that he mentioned Incredicoaster or Incredibles. I really hope they don't use an IP that they've used before. There's too many IPs, man, that Disney has that they're not using. Don't make Rock and Roller Coaster another Incredicoaster. Come on.
We would like to know, what are your predictions for what you think will be announced at D23 Expo and the reason why? And also,
Nobody has reasons why anything, dude. There's just be like, I want this. I think it's gonna happen because I want it. I hope. See, it's just I hope Disney announces something with Animal Kingdom.
They shut down Morocco Pavilion. I'd be very sad.
But then they follow up with, but a Colombian pavilion with Encanto Dark Ride seems like an obvious thing to do, though.
I'd be sad, but yeah, I'd get rid of it.
Disney World needs another park. I have heard talk that there might be another park that they might be announcing, because what they don't want is Disney doesn't want they don't want too many things in one park, which is why I showed you that little timeline of the announcements of they're trying to spread out new attractions between all the parks, because they don't want any park to have too many things that you can go and you can do too much stuff. They want a bunch of really good attractions that lure people in, spread out. So at this point, I mean, Animal Kingdom's maybe lacking some stuff. Epcot, in my opinion, isn't lacking too much because it's an adult park. It's not made to go on a bunch of roller coasters or like big stuff. Magic Kingdom, I think, is my least favorite park by far, but I think that they have enough stuff to kind of keep your family and little kids occupied. Hollywood Studios seems very busy. They got Star Wars Land, they got Toy Story Land, they got like Rock and Roller Coaster, Tower of Terror. They have like the Mickey Mouse ride. They have like, I think I wouldn't be surprised if, maybe not this D23, but coming up, I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, okay, we need to start expanding. If they don't open up another park, and they have the land to make any of their parks twice as big. They can turn Animal Kingdom twice as big. They can even do that with Epcot probably, but I wouldn't be surprised if they wanted to do another. I would love to see Egypt or Greece come to Epcot with Hercules IP. What a date. Hercules is so dated. I just wouldn't get you. My Dark Horse announcement is an expansion to Pandora.
What else are you going to do in Pandora?
Oh, there's a new movie coming out.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could with the water stuff, but I mean, they'd probably have, say you want to wait but some of the stuff changes they make so quick, like the re-theme of Tower of Terror after Guardians of the Galaxy is pretty quick, relatively.
Yeah. Indiana Jones, dude. That's Raiders is one of my favorite films of all time, and I think that would be so cool if they brought Indiana to Disney World somehow. Have you ever seen the original concept of Indiana Jones, like what it was supposed to look like in the park?